Hello everyone, today I'm going to tell you why indie genre is superior. Lately, we all the time hear news about AAA games and studios that are responsible for developing them. But what I want to say, these so-called big bangers aren't really what people want from such art as video games. Most of them are very familiar, and that's the first problem. They don't have something unique and special to catch the players and fall into their hearts. Mechanics repeat themselves all the time, and it seems like we are playing the same game again and again. And I'm not even saying about fully discovering them with all achievements and secrets. On the other hand, indie games are trying to bring something new to the gamers, find new things that are interesting to play around with. All main genres got fully discovered only in small indie games made by one human or several people. Let's take for example Stardew Valley. This game became a revolution for all farm simulators, with its own unique and price-worthy freedom of many activities. Another great examples are Kingdom Rush and Bloons TD. Both of them are one of the best tower defenses I know. And for the final example, I have Hollow Knight. This game extended the genres such as platformer, Metroidvania and Souls-like. Everything is perfect in it. You even might not encounter a single bug while playing it. Can we just appreciate how much work and love is put in these games? You might not believe me, but I guess that indies are really harder to make than AAA, Quadra A and etc. When you have a big studio, you can hire additional workers anytime, but in indie, you often are alone and there are a ton of things needed to be done. Graphics, mechanics, art, animations, gameplay, level design, a story. If everyone in big companies worked that hard, we would receive new games from them each year or two. But now, sometimes we need to wait for 5 or 7 years, and that's not the limit. So what I was talking about? Right. Each indie game, made by small group or one developer, has soul put into it. You thought they just sit and work all day long? No. That's not how it works. To work, you need motivation, and when doing your game, you aren't receiving any money until the release itself. Yes, you can make open beta or launch a Kickstarter for example, but that's still a lot of work to do. To implement the game, you must absolutely love it, and as I had in one of the videos some time ago, to be ready to marry it. You are making not simply another time killer, you are making a revolution, a new genre, something that will make people spend time in it, something that will be loved by you as a developer and by other players. To make this happen, you need to understand what you need and what isn't important. Let's come back to Hollow Knight. It has incredible attention to details. When you land on ground, a small particles of earth and rocks are flying apart. When sitting on bench for too long, your character starts to fall asleep. Each swing with the nail feels good and heavy enough to be realistic and felt. You cannot lag through walls, so you clearly understand where you can go and where is locked location for now. Although there are great secrets and hidden rooms in some places. Each enemy or NPC has own unique sounds that are interesting to hear. That's another plus. The developers decided not to add speech that is understandable for people. This helped to get into the atmosphere of Hollow Knight, the city in the game where bugs habitate. You understand that you are just very small compared to usual sizes. This helps to take a new look on things. Music transfers you in this world. That's it. Soundtrack is very well made. You can listen to it for hours. I don't even remember when I had something so catchy in big games. Unless Witcher or Skyrim, but that's all. Others have music just to fill the blank. In Indie, some melodies are forever stuck in playlists and heads of users. There are several fantastic compositions in Hades, SteamWorld Haste, Epic Battle Fantasy, Ori and the Blind Forest, and others. Some of them you may hear at the background of that video. I really like them. Let's enjoy them for several seconds. But that's not all. Many indie games have become so-called oasis games for someone. Places where you can go anytime and relax a little bit. Forget about life problems, or in reverse, think about something. Personally for me, I like to return to enter the dungeon sometimes, kill some bullets, get some weapons, complete some bosses, and on the way think about my life decisions, relationships with friends, and challenges ahead. Other great games for this for me are Epic Battle Fantasy, Slay the Spire, and Slime Rancher. Write in comments which ones are yours, I would be glad to know. Some of the indie games aren't trying to give you unique gameplay experience, they just tell a story that had become an important topic for the developer. As example, Journey reveals to player how big is the world and how many things you can find in it. But it's just one place, and that you will travel around it with positive emotions. Many games like Endling, Extinction is Forever, and others bring up the topics of nature and how people are destroying it. This can attract so needed attention to such problems and make people better. It's not a secret that information we receive shapes us as a person. The final topic I want to talk about indie games is expectations. When we hear that some kind of studio worked really hard on that game, we begin to expect a lot, that this game is gonna change the world, be better than everything before it, but that happens very rarely, and in our time there are many promising studios. When we talk about indie, most of the players haven't ever even heard about developers, so you expect nothing, and usually become very surprised when the game is really interesting and makes you dive into it. You weren't very serious when trying it, but now it left a print in your memory forever. AAA often described as one-time life experience, so sometimes you decide to delay the completion for later. In that time your brain builds theories how this game probably is, and sometimes game is worse than you thought. Human imagination, after all, is limitless. That's everything I wanted to talk about with you. Thanks a lot for the view. Hoping you found something interesting in this video. Play good games, subscribe, and see you soon with a list of best indie games of all time.